I'm Laura Painter. You're watching ABC10 Tonight. The Boyles Fire in Lake County destroyed dozens of homes and cars. Evacuation orders remain in place. Then a Citrus Heights family reunited with their hero dog following a house fire. Plus, a look at your weather as another week begins. ABC10 Tonight starts right now. We're tracking the latest on the Boyles Fire in Clear Lake. It's now burned 81 acres with containment at 30%. Officials estimate about 4,000 people were displaced during evacuations. CAL FIRE says about 30 structures were damaged and the fire destroyed 40 to 50 vehicles.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has a closer look at the damage, and she's also talking to neighbors.
We're in one of the most affected areas from the Boyles Fire here on 18th and Irving Avenue. If you take a look here behind me, you can see entire homes burned to rubble and ashes, people's belongings now gone.
Scary when you see embers coming down and you're hosing down all the weeds and everything all around, but you're seeing hot embers come down. It gives you a moment of pause.
Jeff Stanley and his neighbor Kristen Preby decided not to leave their home Sunday afternoon when they saw the smoke from the Boyles Fire creep up on their homes. They live about 4 blocks from the most affected area in Clear Lake, where dozens of homes were burned. This is a picture from Preby's front yard around 4 p.m.
All the times they've asked us to evacuate, we don't. I will if I see actual flames, I'll get out, but otherwise, there's only 2 entrances into this neighborhood, and this one was blocked off, so that other one was just a traffic jam.
Both neighbors say they stayed to try and protect their homes from burning down. Neither one of them has home insurance, and they say many of their neighbors will be left without anything if their homes and cars didn't make it through the flames.
A lot of people are just getting by here. They're surviving, and that's it. Most of us don't have insurance, or the insurance rates went up so high we dropped it. I had a little bit of money. I put the concrete board all around my house, sprinklers on the roof with a 12-volt supply for my water tank.
His home and his neighbors made it without damage this time around, along with a few others soaked in fire retardant. But they're wondering what emergency funds will be made available for those who lost everything. They also say they're growing tired of seeing the devastation caused by the fires each year.
I think about moving, because this happens every year. I mean, this is the closest it's come to my house, but every year almost we have to evacuate, and it's scary.
In Clear Lake, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Roxanne, thank you. No injuries have been reported at this time, and there is an ongoing investigation into what sparked the fire Sunday afternoon.
We're tracking another fire tonight. It's called the Wicklow Fire, burning in Amador County. It's now impacting the town of Jackson. The fire has burned more than 70 acres and is just 10% contained. It's burning close to the Amador County Health and Human Services building. People are being told to be on standby for possible evacuations, but firefighters have been able to stop forward progress. Keep in mind, we do expect road closures for several hours. And so let's get over to Monica for a look at conditions and what to expect tonight.
Well, the big concern is the wind, because we were anticipating a pickup on those winds, and that's going to deliver the cooler air. Unfortunately, that's going to make it tough for firefighters. So right now in Jackson, we have a west to southwest wind at 11 miles per hour. A little bit calmer through the valley, but that wind is starting to pick up across the Pacific, and that's going to aid in some of the cooling. But it's also going to take some of the smoke that we've been dealing with from the Boyles Fire and push it inland just a little bit for tonight. A bit of haziness. We also have that Davis fire up top for the Sierra under a red flag warning right now. As far as our 24-hour temperature change, we're a little bit warmer in Sacramento. The cooler air is still kind of hugging the coast, hasn't quite made it inland. We're still in the upper 90s to near 100. We're going to talk about a record-setting stretch of 100s this year in just a moment. In the meantime, those current temperatures still in the 90s for the foothills and near 80 up top for this year. I am tracking the cooling, though, as that low starts to move our way. It's going to be cooler than average as soon as tomorrow. Just got to get through tonight. Those lows dropping to about 60. We'll talk about that record as well as the cooler weather on the way.
In your voice, your vote. We're 24 hours away from the presidential debate right here on ABC 10.
And with the latest polling showing a tight race tomorrow night, could be a big moment in the race for the White House. Now, keep in mind, there will be no opening statements, no studio audience, no pre-written notes or huddling with staff during commercial breaks, and microphones will be muted when it's not the candidate's turn to speak. Harris has been getting ready in Pittsburgh with mock debates. A former Hillary Clinton advisor is playing the role of Trump.
Meanwhile, former President Trump has been meeting with policy advisors, including Congressman Matt Gaetz, who's been helping with possible controversial questions, including Trump's legal issues and his stance on abortion rights. Trump also had a weekend rally in Wisconsin.
To every citizen who's sick and tired of the parasitic political class in Washington, November 5th will be your Liberation Day.
The latest 538 polling average shows a tight race, with Harris up by less than 3 percentage points nationwide. The debate is taking place in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center.
Pennsylvania is a key battleground state this November. Harris is already there, and Trump arrives tomorrow. You can watch the debate live right here on ABC 10 tomorrow. You can also stream it on the ABC 10 Plus app. Coverage starts at 5 p.m.
And we're less than 2 months away from Election Day, November 5th. And ABC 10 is here to make sure you have all the information you need to vote. We'll be at community events and gathering places to give you nonpartisan election information and collect election-related questions so we can answer them for you on air and online.
And you can send us your voter election questions and find out exactly where we'll be next. Just head over to abc10.com/vote.
Republicans are accusing Vice President Kamala Harris of flip-flopping on whether she supports former President Trump's border wall initiative. Florida Representative Greg Steube claims she's pledging to spend hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars on the wall. And Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, shared an article accusing Harris of flip-flopping and added that she could start building the wall right now. Verified viewer Joan emailed us to ask if Harris now supports building Trump's border wall. So, let's verify. Our sources are past statements by Harris, the Border Act of 2024, and budget bills from 2019 and 2020. The accusations of Harris flip-flopping are misleading. She's never expressed support for the border wall or its construction. What she did say is she would sign a proposed bipartisan border bill that Trump proposed.
As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law.
The bill would allow the government to continue spending money allocated during the Trump administration on wall construction and fund many other immigration issues, such as more Border Patrol agents and immigration judges. It would not allocate any more money for the wall. With your Verify along the U.S.-Mexico border in San Diego, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Tonight, a story of recovery and loyalty. A dog and his owner reunited after she was rescued from a fire in Citrus Heights.
ABC 10's Alicia Machado has more on how the dog helped save the owner's life.
A reunion a month in the making, and Maya couldn't be happier to see her owner, David Hoffman, again.
She's not a dog, she's a family member.
Looking at this energetic dog, it would be hard to tell that just last month, this. She and Hoffman's wife were trapped inside a burning duplex in Citrus Heights. Hoffman says the flames traveled from the front of the home to the back bedroom, where his disabled, bedbound wife was. He couldn't get inside, but he says somehow she made it onto the floor, and Maya jumped into action.
There was so much smoke and heat back there. The dog laid on top of my wife while the fire was burning.
Hoffman took a hose spraying down the window until fire crews got there. You can see them in this video going through that same window. They quickly rescued his wife from the bedroom and rushed her to the hospital to get care for major burn injuries. Crews also got Maya out.
When the fire department found my wife and the dog was unconscious laying on top of my wife, and they were able to get the dog and my wife out of the house. And then they had to do CPR on my dog, and she was able to start breathing again.
Hoffman says there's still more on this road to recovery, but his wife is at UC Davis Burn Center making progress.
Maya definitely contributed to the successful outcome of her owner, Mrs. Hoffman.
The family has had Maya since she was a puppy, now 8 years old. During the fire, Maya was also burned and had difficulties breathing. She's been receiving care for the past few weeks at Veterinary Specialty Hospital in Roseville, free of charge.
She is a whole different dog today. When she came in, she was quite scared, and now she's bright and alert. She's running around.
Hoffman says he appreciates the vet's kindness and is grateful to firefighters for their quick action.
They ran into my house, not even a second thought. They went right in there to get my wife and dog out of there. They're my heroes.
Heroes indeed, and we see why dogs are called man's best friend, huh? His wife is still recovering at the UC Davis Burn Center. As for Maya, the vet says she should heal from her burns in just another month or so.
Well, let's turn to your weather now. The calendar says we're inching closer and closer to fall, but guys, it's still feeling a lot like summer.
So let's bring in Monica and talk about when we can start to pull out those sweaters and things of that nature, huh?
You know, I don't think we're that far off from it, actually, because we're going to see a big shift in our weather pattern, and it's well needed as well. Just take a look at the rundown of September temperatures. Since last Tuesday, we've been in the 100s, 106 last Wednesday, and today, so far, downtown Sacramento at 101 degrees, and that means we are going to tie the record for the number of 100-degree days in a single year. The record previously set in 2022 at 44 days, and with today's temperature at 101, that is going to get us tying that record. But big changes happening overnight tonight through Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to see below average temperatures develop throughout the entire state. And it actually is a weather pattern that will stay in place. So our weather impact headlines include that temperature drop with below average conditions and midweek showers that mainly will be Sierra snow. I should have put some more alliteration in there to make it more difficult for me tonight. Talking about temperature drop. That's big change in temperatures there. Snow level at about 8,600 feet. Now it's going to be real sporadic, mostly in the northern part of the Sierra. But get ready for the weekend. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek because it is looking fantastic. I know it's still hot out there right now. Big Mountain Backyard, Sacramento at 98 degrees, as well as Stockton, Modesto 100, Marysville 99, and Tahoe at 78 degrees with sunny skies. Now, we still have a red flag warning in effect, mainly east of the crest. We have that Davis fire burning, though, right now. So we've got the dry, gusty winds and low relative humidity. Our red flag warning continues until 8 o'clock tomorrow night with potential for rapid fire spread. And this is part of the reason why our winds start to pick up tonight through tomorrow. We'll see a brief break in the action tomorrow afternoon, but during the afternoon and early evening, those winds once again start to pick up. That will also deliver much cooler air coming into the forecast. It's not going to take long. We're going to drop our temperature some 10 to 15 degrees in a 24-hour period. Tomorrow, we start the day at 6:44 with that sunrise and temperatures close to 60. Highs will warm into the low 80s with that sunset at 7:21. A look at how this is all unfolding. Here comes that low pressure system, much cooler air in place. And then by Wednesday, late in the afternoon and evening, we start to see the opportunity of showers again, mainly for the higher elevations. Overnight is when we see that snow line drop down to about 8,600 feet. I think we're going to struggle to get any flurries up there, but it is going to deliver that cooler punch of air. Now, the cooler conditions only last for a couple of days, but we're going to stay below average for the weekend forecast. That's why I wanted to highlight this for you. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, start making those plans. Highs in the mid to upper 80s by the end of the work week through the weekend. Highs in the 70s tomorrow for the Sierra, 80s for the foothills. We're in the 60s for the coast with 80s as we start to head inland. So like I said, no more 100s in this forecast. We get that slight chance of an overnight shower Wednesday into early Thursday, but otherwise we are dry and mild through the end of this work week forecast. So we got through the hot stuff here, and now we just get to really enjoy some of this gorgeous fall-like weather here in the 10-day forecast.
I like the sound of that, Monica.
I know.
It's just in time, too, huh? Okay, Monica, thank you.
Excited about this one. I've been covering wrestling since back in the day, and some of the biggest names will be at the Golden One Center 11 days from now.
We are talking about WWE Smackdown. One of those set to appear currently holds the U.S. title, and we'll be speaking with them this morning.
And Marcus Allen has been following the journey of the current U.S. champion, L.A. Knight. Mark, you've got him live this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Very exciting moment for us. His merch consistently in the top 10. He is the reigning champion, and he joins us live right now. L.A. Knight, good morning, sir. How are you?
Here we are, my guy. What are we doing over there?
Well, first of all, for those who don't know, what can we expect from you? What's going to go down when you inhabit one of the best arenas in North America, the Golden One Center for SmackDown?
I'll tell you this. I mean, on a larger note, you talk about just the WWE in general. You're going to get a little bit of something for everybody. But for me, man, I'm a big-time trash talker. So I'm going to come in there, I'm going to talk some trash, and I'm going to do exactly what makes me the United States champion.
Yes, sir!
So, you know, it's that kind of thing that you're talking about. But I mean, look, let's take it to this point. My mom has never been into wrestling at all, never been big into it. Now she comes to these shows, she's like, oh my God, I love it. I'm telling you, there's an environment in that building. When you get in there, there's something for everybody. It's like a concert meets a comedy show meets a live fight. Like there's so much happening. And it's a really good time. If you guys can't get out there, make sure you check it out on USA.
Exactly, in the USA app. So much for everyone. I have mad respect for you. I honestly think there should be a motion picture of your life and your road to this. You work so hard to get on the WWE main stage. Now, with that said, like these days, they're throwing all kinds of people. Bad Bunny, Logan Paul. What is it? Is it disheartening that these people, they didn't pay their dues, and yet they're in the ring?
No, but you know, I'm sure plenty of people can take that kind of a view on it. Oh, these guys, you know, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But look, you got to look at the idea that this is a crossover, and it's they have their fans, we have our fans, and now we got the opportunity. Oh, there's somebody getting dropped on their head right now, a little BFT style. But yeah, I mean, when you talk about Logan Paul or Bad Bunny or anybody else coming in, they're going to bring their fans to our stuff. We're going to bring our fans to their stuff, and it's a whole symbiotic relationship. I understand what it is.
Yeah, it's all great. You put on an amazing show. It's great to have you as the current champion and representing. I do want to dip back in your past, though. Urban myth has it that one of your very first appearances was on a Spanish-speaking dating game. True or false?
False-ish. Not one of my very first, but it was somewhere in the mix in there. That was me trying to pay the bills. That paid me a couple $100 to go in there and do that show. So I was just trying to get by.
You come a long way. Can't wait to see you lay down your own brand of SmackDown a week from Friday. LA Night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out.
I appreciate you. Everybody come out and see the champ.
Yeah.
I'll see you there at SmackDown.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Man.
Not everybody gets felt like that.
No, I want that.
Thank you, sir.
I got to see you walking around the newsroom with a belt that size on, because you are the champion. I'm going to get you later. I'm already fired up.
Let's get him in studio. Let's do a drive-by with that belt.
I don't know where to go after that interview. I'm so fired up right now. I want to hit something. Okay, you're good.
Thank you for watching ABC 10 Tonight. Remember, we're here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus app, where you can always get your news and weather anytime, anywhere.
California weather is a land of extremes.
From dangerous heat, droughts, and wildfire,
to severe storms, flooding, and mountains of snow.
Plus, the occasional tornado.
Keeping you prepared takes a team.
We have decades of experience forecasting this diverse region.
Our job doesn't stop at the forecast.
We investigate what's happening to our climate so you can be ready.
Helping you prepare for today and stay safe tomorrow. With a weather team you can trust, only on ABC 10.
When the desert heat gets too hot in Palm Springs, it's not uncommon for people to take refuge on top of Mount San Jacinto State Park, where temperatures are often 30 to 40 degrees cooler. But one of the only ways to get there is to ride the world's largest rotating tram.
You just better hope you're not afraid of heights.
This is the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, your fast-track ticket to visiting California's highest state park.
And we go through 5 climatic zones all the way up to Alpine, where the mountain station is at 8,516 feet.
The 12-minute tram ride takes you up Chino Canyon, where you'll glide by rocky cliffs and fast-moving water. Thanks to the rotating floor, passengers get a 360-degree view of the mountains and the Coachella Valley. The view is spectacular, but tram spokesperson Greg Purdy says it's also an engineering marvel that dates back to the Depression era.
Dubbed Crocker's Folly, because there's a lot of folks that didn't think it would happen.
Francis Crocker was an electrical engineer, and on a hot, sweaty day back in 1935, he got the idea to build a tram on the snowy peak of Mount San Jacinto. His dream would take him decades, not only to convince the state, but to overcome war rations and various political roadblocks. But finally, in 1960, the project took off, literally.
It was all built with helicopters and tens of thousands of trips.
Francis Crocker's tram was nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world. Without roads, the project took more than 23,000 helicopter flights and required workers to sleep on the mountain. But in 1963, the tram opened and not only attracted thousands of riders, but a long list of movies and TV shows.
Filmmakers, TV shows have really liked us through the years, all the way back to Mannix and Mission Impossible, up to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The Bachelorette was here a year or so ago.
The tram itself often catches Hollywood's focus, but the true destination for tourists is Mount San Jacinto State Park.
Why would anyone want to make a state park up here?
Well, why not?
In all fairness, it does not always snow this bad on the mountain. I just happened to come during a snowstorm.
How far did you say this was?
It's about 0.2 miles.
Lucky for me, state park interpreter Nick Ardino was able to show me around.
This is effectively the one and only way down into the state park wilderness.
Although winter really is a great time to visit the mountain, I wanted to show you what it looks like in the summer. The snow that falls here provides water for the forest of Jeffrey pine trees and all the animals that live up here.
We're transported into what we call a biological island in the sky.
Snow is a pretty special thing in the Palm Springs area. You have to remember, at the bottom of the tram is a hot, arid desert. Nick says when it does snow, views on the park's live webcam increase dramatically, and everyone is watching this picnic table.
That is a very, very famous picnic table. Don't touch it.
Oh,
don't move it.
Don't touch it.
Don't even think about it.
Turns out the picnic table is sort of a snow gauge for people who want to go sledding. Had it not been for Francis Crocker, the hot and sweaty engineer, visitors in this area may not have had the opportunity to cool down or experience a snowstorm in the deserts of Palm Springs.
We kind of have a running joke up here with Mount San Jacinto. If you don't like the weather or the views, just wait a couple minutes and they'll change like that.
From the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the back roads.